Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for coming today. I am someone who has never spoken before either, but I've been doing this kind of work for quite a long time. The time was never the time to speak, but now it is. So I want to thank Greg for the opportunity he gave me to be here today. I would also like to thank my previous speaker for giving me the opportunity to do my infomercial, which I will do for the first 3 minutes of this talk, and then we will move beyond the earthly plane realms to speak to you. On Monday, I was guided to open a counseling center. I graduated in May with a degree in pastoral care and counseling, and I have an ad in Wisdom magazine, which did not come out as well as I had hoped, but anyway, it is near the back, and this is my shameful use of space here. It's called Solera, Healing and Wellness. And it says, are you experiencing a spiritual awakening or being called to different life paths? Times of spiritual growth can be both exciting and overwhelming. Great joy and yada, yada, yada. So, one of the services I am being guided to offer is if you have people like yourself who are going through things, they don't know who to talk to, they can come to me. Because God knows I look normal, don't I? I'm so ordinary. I live in a tract suburb home. My husband is a physician. I have 4 children. I drive a minivan. I have a golden retriever. I had a great life. I played tennis. 5 years ago, I was sitting in my conservatory and Archangel Michael showed up. I went, what the heck was that? I had no idea what an Archangel Michael was. I had not done Reiki, tarot cards, reading, meditation, crystals. Nothing. So when this giant being showed up and put his face next to mine, I thought, oh, I better check on that. I grew up Presbyterian. We don't do angels. So, I, like you, was like, what was that? Okay. In short order, in the last 5 years, I started getting assignments. Within like 6 months, I was at a retreat with a woman called Amma. What's an Amma? I was there. Indian food. I used to go to Starbucks in the middle. This is so weird. And I'd look at the ceiling at night and go, man, these lamps are strange. Look at all these chain link, things. It was DNA. So I had a lot of experiences like that. Leaving Amma, someone said, you have to go to this show tonight. It's the 13 Grandmothers. I said, 13 grandmothers? What is it, like ERs? I went. All right, so that's what started happening. That May, I was in Mexico. I went to Mexico 4 times in 1 year. I had no idea really what I was doing. I just went where I was told and did what I was told. Then in January that year, I went to Guatemala. Not Disney World, like all my other tennis-playing friends were doing. I am at Tikal in Guatemala for the full moon in January, sitting on pyramids. I had to bribe the guard to let me in because they were closing the park. What was really amazing was when I got to Guatemala, after my guide said, you have to go to a waterfall, a cave, and something else before you can go here. All right, fine. When I was in Guatemala, I was guided there to go exactly at 4 o'clock. When I got there at exactly 4 o'clock, I ran into a shaman, whose name was Om Ra-El, who was working with the Egyptian energies in Guatemala and had been doing so for 30 years. With him was one of the ancient Guatemalan rainmaker priestesses, the last of her tribe. I said, I know you. Of course I didn't. And they took me to the base of the Jaguar Pyramid and we did a small ceremony together. Can I tell you what that ceremony is? No, because I don't speak their language. Then after they left, I told my husband, who was like, what are we doing? I'm like, I gotta go sit on these pyramids between the lost worlds and do things. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't proclaim to be a great healer. I just follow directions. As many of you know on this journey. They say go, you show up. So I've been to Guatemala. at Tikal, I've been to Belize. Recently, I went down to Belize. I told my husband, who's now sort of gradually getting on board, but you know, you have to discern, that over Christmas break I was going to do something with my daughter. I flew to Belize. I ran into another shaman. This shaman, I got off on the airplane. I'll just give you a short story. There's about 10,000. I got off of the plane and I'm like, what am I doing here? I have no clue. I flew from here to Belize. I get to my hotel. The room says 333. And the taxi driver says, my brother does tours. I said, I only need a full-blooded mind. He said, he is. So feeling really nervous, I'm in Belize. I called the guy on the card. And he says, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I want to see jaguars. He's like, ma'am, jaguars don't run around Guatemala or Belize anymore. Sorry, Belize. I said, okay, like we all know that, right? There's not thousands of... He says, we have this nice tour. You can go to a picnic, lunch, and see the zoo. I said, no, thank you. I want to see jaguars. Right? So he says, we have this great thing. You can go to a pyramid. There's pyramid sites here. And I said, yeah, let's do pyramid sites. He's like, oh, we have this nice lunch, and you can go shopping and see the pyramid. I said, no, I want to see jaguars. Like, who does, right? Like, when? So anyway, he's like, oh, I don't know. And I said, okay. And I'm about to hang up, and he says, I'll meet you at 4 o'clock. So he comes over, and I ask for some kind of freaking help, please. Because, you know, we all question. And I have this vision of jaguar teeth, and he comes over, and he has jaguar teeth. And, of course, he is the grandson of the Mayan elder in his village that does all the energy. Not energy, but healing work. But he's young, and he's trying to make money to send home, so he has a business doing tours. My guide said you need to be at the Pyramid of Lamanai between 4 and 6. Because, you know, that's the time of the sunset. It's the time when I do a lot of my work. I said, okay. But they closed the park at 4:30. Luckily, this gentleman that I met, being a tour guide, knew a guy who had a boat who could get us in the back way into Lamanai when the park closed. Did I mention I have a minivan, a golden retriever? I go to soccer, okay? So I paid the guy $300, and we took a boat down the river into the back of the site when everything was closed. I ended up sitting at the Pyramid of Lamanai in Belize with a Mayan shaman. He did his work, I did mine. And he taught me a few things while we were there. Informally, he said, can you hear the energy? My guides were saying the energies are coming. He said, can you hear them coming through the forest? Immediately I learned how they come through the forest and hear them. We did the work. My daughter, who is Crystal child, not totally admitting it right now, doing the normal American teenage texting thing, so we're not going to incriminate her, said, Mom, did you see that like jaguar of light follow you up the pyramid? I'm like, what? They're so in tune, I don't see anything. So when I came down, I had messages that once again we were doing pyramid activations. Part of what I do is I carry DNA that goes, or codes, glyph codes, that when required go to certain sites and activate those sites. During that site activation, there were guardians that had been there since thousands of years who were being released because their time had been done. The knowledge that they needed, that they had carried, they had protected for us, their job was not done, it was being released. So I went down and we got back in the boat, and I mean, as soon as that work was done, we sprinted out of there because you do not want to be in those places. There are a lot of things moving on there. Then I went home. So that's part of the stories. I think in the last 5 years of awakening, while being a mom of 4 children, driving my minivan, going through the Tao, who does this, I've probably been to at least 10 places. I've been told I need to go to Peru in December. Yeah. Okay, so guess what I'm doing after I leave here today? I'm making plane tickets for Peru. I was told there's these discs there that are made of gold. There's an island I need to stand on at a certain time. So I'm going to be there. And it's apparently something called the Atum Ra, the Atun Ra. So I get a lot of Egyptian things. So when I'm opening up, as a good Presbyterian, I'm being told I'm the lineage of Ra. House of Solera. That really freaked me out. Okay, angels are okay, we can deal. We were dealing with Archangel Michael. There's angel groups now. Now I'm Egyptian. Okay. I also got a vision that I need to go do a sun-moon dance. So on my birthday, on the 10-10 this year, I did my first one on 10-10-10 at a major, one of those called ley lines in Joshua Tree, California. I will be fasting and dancing for 3 days. No food, no water. You want to talk about raising your vibration? Dude, at the end of that, you don't even have a vibration because you're not even here. Last time I went, which was 2 years ago, they told us we were working through 13 dimensions. This time my guide said we're going up to 18. So, I'm very glad that Greg allowed me to speak today for the first time because there have been people here that I know that have been supporting me quietly in the background. But I have not been able to speak. So the last Sun Moon dance I was at, which was in October at Joshua Tree, California, which by the way, there's a lot of good stuff going on out there, I was gifted with light language. Pay attention. Inoha, you know who I talk to. It's a time of the great becoming. You will hear this language and you will receive what you need. Konata, some will not even understand it. Kotuta, that's fine. Shinakata. It is activating parts of your brain for when you are ready. Kotokananta, because we do never force upon you. Chikanata, which you are not ready to hear. During my journey, when I was not at the soccer field with the minivan with the golden retriever and children, I was guided to go speak this to people. Imagine how fun that is as a ordinary human to go, hey, dude. The first gentleman that I did that with was a Russian healer, and he burst into tears. He said, I've been working for a year and a half on the galactic human body, and I'm stuck. I was questioning if I should move forward. This was the path for me. He said, you've just given me the peace that I needed. I told him, by the way, you do signing with this too. And I said to my guides, well, what am I telling them? And they said, you don't really need to know. But it's about the galactic human. I said, oh, okay. And during one part of it, I saw this part, and I'm like, oh, so then I was there for a healing. So he said, well, do you want a session? I said, sure, why not? And he did me with the body. I got off that table, I was like the Michelin Man. I bumped into stuff. My fingers were this long, because this is how we work in these other dimensions. And we saw him. So sometimes I talk to people, and they know exactly what I mean. Here. It's usually an affirmation of who they are as we remember. And when I was sitting here when I first came in, the vibration was so high I was shaking. I was vibrating. My guy said, this is a setup. That's what they like to call it. So we're going to bring an energy in today, and if the people are willing, which they are because they're here, they've already agreed, we can do it. I've done ceremony with Native American elders. Chikoto. Spoken the language with them. Atona maha. It calls in certain beings. Atona maha. Itoko. This is one of the guides that I worked with recently. Really good friend of mine is a good artist. He saw this person. We brought him in on the last November for the 12/12. I didn't see him. I don't see. So for all you people that see these beings, I think that's wonderful. He's one of the bird tribes, I think as we call him here. He worked with us for a while. He's back today. I haven't had him out for a while. I don't know why he wants to come. This is how I do things. I'm like, who wants to come? Who does? I think there's someone in here. Actually, they're saying there's quite a few people who will probably recognize him on a different plane. Another thing that comes with the light language, is writing. I thought I was scribbling stuff. I have laundry to do. I can't hang out and scribble. These are different light language codes. So, I went on the internet and started saying, well, what am I really doing? There's a great talk called Language of Light, and it talks about the different light languages. They look a real lot like what I'm writing. So there's one of these, I didn't bring it, it's an Elohim language. So when you hear it, creates a new vibrational energy. Also write Atlantean. And recently I picked up Lemurian. I'm very right-handed. Can't do anything with my left unless I'm doing this. Then I start writing with my left hand. When the Dalai Lama was in, he traveled with a bunch of monks. Somehow I ended up sitting with the ones that were left over when he went home. And the gentleman was giving a talk on karma or dharma. And the people were all saying, oh, that was so basic. Everybody knows the 7 sins or whatever. He starts talking, my left hand starts writing. Left to right. It was an energetic transmission in his words. As soon as he stopped, I stopped. Wasn't anything conscious. I was just like, oh, look at that. Itone. So that's my quick story. I also work with dragons, ley lines, energy systems. I have studied with swamis. I've been to a great Hindu temple in Hawaii, studied with Native Americans. And I have taken my dog to the soccer field in my minivan with my 4 kids. So that whole awakening thing is still going on with me. You think you got what's going on, and then you're going, don't talk. So if you guys would like to do something, let me know and we can do it. But I have to get you ready. So is that something I have time to do? Or?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you have like another 15 minutes.
All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get your energetic body a little bit ready. So if everybody would stand up, please give yourself a space. You want to use your fingers, and you want to do it kind of like this, because you want to start feeling the different torsion fields. I flunked physics. This is not me. The torsion fields that you were working through. Sometimes they'll channel me some kind of yoga that looks like this. It's very slow. So we can just go into this for a second. It moves so slow. I'm an impatient woman. Each time you move, it's almost like I guess if you do Tai Chi, do slow, because you just listen. And every part of your hand that you move, every little bit changes something. So to go like this. Breathe it up, very slow. I'm just going to say sounds. That's changing your vibrational. Breathe out. Feel the heat between your hands. Feel it connecting to your stomach. That's where I feel it. I can tell you what you're feeling. I'm starting to shake a little. Keep your hands up. Feel the input from the great galactic sun. Tukamana. I am from there. Konamacha, as are you. I am not a teacher, Konapata, any more than I am a gateway to your remembering. Turn your hands forward. Slowly. Slowly. Create like a tension. Feel. Bring your hands to your heart center slowly. Feel all the dimensions, the vibrations that you create through movement. Breathe out. It's apparently a shamanic breath technique that I didn't know, because I don't know. And now they want you to just go back and forth like this. This raises your energy. On your toes. I went to a telekinesis seminar. They told me go to telekinesis seminar with Russian people. If they can move my laundry, I'm happy. If I can learn how to, But I was like, why am I doing this? Does that make sense? But it was more so you could feel the energetics. I think those Russian people are really flying around there. Because they stood up there and they talked, and while they were talking, the assistant kept going the whole time. And I was like, look at that. It's moving the energy. It's a gossamer fineness that you move. Okay, so All right, so if you guys, what do they want me to do? Okay, so if you'll sit down, I'll just give a speech. I just want you to hear it. I also don't pretend to know everything about what I'm doing. A lot of stuff I know I get told to do. If you believe in other lifetimes, I must have done it because I'm like, why am I doing this? And then 5 years later, someone will go, oh, shaman go, okay. I didn't know that, I just do it, right? Just like, no, I just get wisdom. Okay. If you would focus and tune in, please. Set the intention. There is no intention, actually. Don't set anything. Just be who you are. Tune in. Just focus on me. So we have a one-pointed focus on the energy of the room. Let me see. I'm just doing this energetically. You want to stay present. Would you come up, please? Mr. Blue Shark.
Me?
Yes, you.
I declined, sorry.
Why?
I just don't feel comfortable doing
Okay, tu can see me afterwards, please. You have many gifts. You have two people here who have never spoken before. It's the time of awakening. We want you to be all that you can be. And thank you for sharing that. Okay. I went to Serpent Mound in October. Did work with other people there. It's given 2 feathers, so a lot of masculine, feminine energy coming, which all you know, right? Do you have a question? Yeah. You're not from around here? Okay, could you come up, please? Thank you. Have you ever done energy work at all?
No, not at all.
Okay, good. Then you'll be their guinea pig. Turn around. Okay, this is one thing I did too. Sometimes you work with 2 people, but she's there. If you're bringing in a really high energy level, sometimes it takes 2 people because they're doing step-down frequencies because we're working with galactic beings. If you work with galactic beings, the step-down level is really tough. You can stretch yourself out so far and not bring them in. So there's certain step-down levels. We create grid points above the earth to help galactic beings when they are ready according to the galactic timeline to be able to come into the earth. You say you have a heart of a lion. Beautiful. There's a lot going on in Peru right now. A lot of light workers are going there. There's always is, but there's some closings of galactic gates too. Of galactic gates too. So it's kind of like on a time thing. When I was at Tikal, I remembered building the pyramids. We put these codes in for now, so it's not like, oh, we're all like, there's, you can't awaken humanity instantly or we'll all be like, right? So it's time codes. You don't have to do anything. You've already volunteered. I'm sorry for what's going to happen to you in your life in the next couple of weeks. Not really, because you wanted it. Or you wouldn't be here. Okay, sometimes there's toning. Who does toning here? Nobody? Okay. Oh, very good. Okay. So you know. You just start going up the little pataka. So, breathe in. There you go. How you feeling? Yeah. You're nodding your head. Yes, you know. Your people, again, I'm going to carry the energy in a certain way. But that's why you were placed in that birth origin. Even though you're here in the United States, you still carry some of the energies of that place. Thank you for being here and sharing your vibration with everyone here. Even though you may not have been aware or that you're doing. So we're given, she's brought a gift. Thank you. Thank you. No, you stay here. You're giving it out. She was in Peru. You know how every land has a different vibration. I'm sure you all know that. Chukotapata. Everybody looks like they've been around the block, maybe once or twice. Chukota. That's a metaphor or joke because they said, you know, in light language we all been here like 10,000 times. So, see, then it starts flowing out. This is what you do. Kotota, kitota. But just by watching, I think you'll get some cool things. And then they start toning. Blessings. Thank you for your gift. All right, I have like 7 minutes left. So we'll do something quick. How many minutes do we have?
8 minutes.
8 minutes, sorry.
222.
Thank you. Very good, thank you. So let's shut your eyes, please focus in. You're all going to be grid points of activation energy. Tomorrow's the fall equinox at 4:44. Etone namaha cha kopate lakote domaha de kona itona kachata parateka namanaha ta unakaya jo. Breathe in. Ichona. Ichotona atokana padakana tu tatakata na kana no na kan u ana koje. Koje. Manakachia kana poto dikete ito. Ina manachi kato. Kana kunen manatin unenana toko. The star people katana reside here among you. Chukoto, I'm not going to translate. You're just going to get the vibration. A few questions I'll answer afterward. Kana mana chuna mana tikute. Ichoko mataka. Ituka mana tikute de badu digrede. Komanana. Itukote tete. Ichokane. Manaha. Ituka pate na mana chikode na itukota patakata utata. Ituko patata. Inanakato. Akato. Imachuko mean. Amanaha. Ikone. Ikona. Chikopane. Itokamane. Itokamane. Chakatore. Ilpada. Itokachiku. Taparinana. Look for your guides. Did I feel the vibration? The earth is changing. Kopata, you are changing with it. You are changing it. Tona matakota. Itona mataka. Come back. Ito. Welcome. Thank you for your presence here today. Thank you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for all that you bring and all the work that you're doing. Itokana mate. Itokana. Atona bata kiutakana. Utukana. Itona mana. Itona utu. Yes, you have a question?
I've heard other light language spoken before, and they were from Pleiades. Do you have any idea where this is from?
No.
Okay.
There's sorry, hold on. And we only spent a small time there.
I felt an exquisite energy exchange.
Oh, okay.
And I thank you for that.
Well, thank you for. This is still new for me, so your feedback helps me too because it's. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you also do tapping?
No.
Okay. Because I know that there are people who do light language who also do tapping.
No, they've never told me to tap. I do sign language, which may be mudras. I know, but I think the light language of writing. The tapping is good. Oh boy. Okay, I'm just going to say it. I'm not picking on the tapping people, okay? But it contains it. You want to expand it. You're not just raising your vibration, you're expanding. The key word is expanding your vibration. Because you're already where you are, you're just expanding, okay? So tapping, they're saying, is good. The people that are using it need to use it. It sort of keeps it. That's what they're telling me, but it's where those people are, so it's absolutely necessary.
I just felt it physically with my poor chakra completely.
Yeah, so expand. And then you become this like giant person, so can't fit in the bathroom, it's really hard to get in the car. Anybody ever had that happen? You're like, oh, I can't get in the car. Just slide me in sideways. I gotta go to soccer, stop.
Did you have that beautiful singing voice before you started on this path?
I have no singing voice. I didn't make choir in high school. And my high school was 200 kids in my class. I was led to, after one of my sun moon dances, I was given light coats. I was told I wouldn't know where to go. On those journeys, I went to Kauai. My Kauai people come today. When there's a book called the Lemurian Scrolls on Kauai, there's a Hindu temple. But in this book, I just brought it. There's he translated the Akashic records from some of the writing I had done the writing when I picked up this book. I was like, wow, I know what that is now. It's not just scribbles. But to answer your question, when I went to Kauai, I was told I worked there with the Pleiadians. Recently did a seminar, helped someone come from there, work with the Pleiadians. When I was there, I learned the songs that we sang to the whales. I learned, or remembered. You don't learn anything, you're just remembering. I remembered how we did it. And it weaves it in out of the people when you sing it, so it's like emerging. Thank you for asking that. So that's it. Any other questions on this beautiful day? Pray for peace wherever you are, however you do it. I don't have a website. I'm not sure how to put this in with the usual counseling things. So, it's part of the process, but I am on Awaken, Solera, that's what we call it, Solera, Healing Awareness. So, lineage of Ra. And just remember who you are. I'm very glad to see you on your journey. It's nice to see you again.
Seeing you again.
Thank you for coming. I did go to Medjugorje.
How have you done?
I woke up one day going, Medjugorje. I'm like, what is that? I'm a Protestant. I say the rosary. Me, 98% Italian Catholic. The guide said, you got to get a blessing before you go on that mountain. Go see one of the priests. The priest said, do you have something to confess? I said, no. So this gentleman gave me a wonderful short 10 minutes on the indwelling Christ. How blessed was I? So I do get the married thing. I had after Michael came, I was sitting in my conservatory. Going, what? No path. Smelled roses everywhere. Thought my husband was being an incredibly wonderful man. Giving me credit for driving the minivan with the 4 kids and the golden retriever to the park. But there was none. I thought I was losing my mind. But I now have a rose garden outside my door with Mary in it. And then I was told to go volunteer at a hospice in dreams. I don't like sick people. And I used to start cutting those roses and taking them in to the people in the hospice. Then one day, just when I was getting the hang of liking it there, because there were so many beautiful things happening, after 16 months, I'm not that quick either. My guide said it's time to go, and I said, no, I'm not going, I like it here now. I had a friend, we were cool, I got comfortable, you know. That's when you usually get the, anybody have that happen? You're all happy, you're nice, you're good. I'm not happy with them sometimes. I do this a lot. Does anybody do this? What? So that day, that morning, I took tea to someone. I know we're out of time. I'll finish up. Can read your energy. And that gentleman said, oh, thank you for my tea. 555-333-111. I said, all right then. Who do you share that with? Okay, okay. Coffee. Wake up, wake up. Was there at lunch, was serving toasted cheese to a woman. I said, here's your grilled cheese. She said, thank you. 555-333-111. I'm like, I'm out of here. Anyway, it's not been easy. I still struggle. go home. So I'm glad for support from y'all here. Thank you. And I will be going to Peru. And I'll be there and Bolivia. So early December. And I just am grateful for everyone for the gifts that they bring. So especially Greg, who let me speak for the first time. Thank you.